start today's video, which will be a guided therapy session about the theme of social anxiety, I wanted to thank each and every one of you for subscribing to the channel. It means so much to reach this milestone with you, and I look forward to putting you to sleep for years to come. So enjoy the video and make sure to subscribe if it's not already the case. Enjoy. Hello, make yourself comfortable. My name is Masha, and I'm so glad to meet you finally. I've taken some looks at your emails, and I do believe that I'm able to help you with what you've contacted me about. How are you today? Absolutely. So today is going to be a trial session where at the end you'll be able to decide for yourself if you feel comfortable continuing, if it's helping you, and if you enjoy or find it helpful more specifically. But it does take for us a few sessions to get into the serious stuff, so I hope that you have a great session today. You can now go ahead and lay down. Yeah, right there. Or feel free to sit, whatever makes you at ease. I think that's the important component, isn't it? Okay, you don't mind me taking notes? Okay. So, how do you spell your name exactly? I got this question so often as well when I was in high school. How do you write your name? Is it Masha? Is it Mata? I totally understand. I hate to be that person today. Alright. Okay. So let me just go ahead and quickly go through the email you sent me. Would you want me to read some keywords for you? Absolutely. So, long story short, because you're going to explain it to me better than I can, but it seems like you are wanting to improve social anxiety. Am I correct? Good. Would you mind explaining to me what social anxiety feels like to you? It's okay. You don't have to know the answer right away. Take your time. See, you're doing good. Do you feel like it has always been like this? Or is it something that's more recent by any chance? The feeling that you described, yes. And that's what I'm here for. Asking the questions so that we can find the answers that are personal to you. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Well, let me think. If I understand correctly, and of course, feel free to let me know if anything is not exactly as you feel, but it seems like you have felt a certain way, maybe stressed in social situations, and that fear of embarrassment that you're describing, as well as that fear of maybe not fitting in or not being welcomed. You felt that before, but it's ever since 2020 that it amplified. Is that correct? Now it's important that I just get the general picture, because that's what we're going to be working with. So at any point you can cut me off and let me know that that's not the way it is. Okay? Why do you think that is? That in 2020 it got more intense? Yeah. Maybe all of these elements, or just the social anxiety itself. So is that you having social anxiety, or did you suffer from the circumstances? Because you're saying that in 2020 there was a huge chunk in the year where you couldn't socialize because of restrictions. Oh, I'm just checking in. Okay, so let's just say that it was manageable before 2020, and after 2020 maybe you felt like it was more obvious. Is that correct? Of course. Yeah. And that's the reality of a lot of people. It's easier nowadays to text. A lot of people meet online. A lot of people still do video calls as a hangout. I'm not saying everyone does, but so it seems like a lot of people still feel uneasy with what you're describing. So I think that's normal. Of course, it's not because something is normal that it's desirable, or that it's what you want for yourself. So tell me, if that social anxiety went away somehow, if I was able to use my pen and take it away from you just by tapping you with it, how would you be? Like, what would be different now without it? Of course, take your time as usual. That's okay. I would doubt that someone ever asked you that question before. So more social, okay. And what does being more social would mean to you? So, if that was the case, you would feel an ease to go to people. What else, if anything? More friends? Anything else that would be different if I took your social anxiety away? You would do things differently. Okay, hold on. That is enough for me right here. I feel like I want to ask you 1,000 questions, but we're going to stay on the latest one you gave me, which is do things differently. So, what things would you do differently? And what would be different? So at work, if I'm understanding, in your relationships, would you see yourself differently? Would you feel more confident, you would say? Okay. So what I'm hearing from you is that there is a desire to connect, and there seems to be a desire to belong. And you might feel like there are some limitations right now in terms of your work, your relationships. And if I understood correctly, it's been pretty much your whole life. But ever since the restrictions in 2020, it has gotten a little bit more challenging. So what was it before that time, before 2020? Before it got a little more challenging? How was it like? Take your time. Okay. Well, is that true? Or is that something that you tell yourself? I mean, is it real that people often judge you or think that you're embarrassing or don't include you? Or is that mostly in your head? Do you think about these things, or do you have experiences of living these things? You are very smart. Yeah. It's true that if you tend to think a certain way about yourself, sometimes it can show and create that reality to reinforce the belief that we have about ourselves. If I'm asking you to look around and find something green, you'll find it right away, but your attention was not there to begin. So it seems like your attention is a lot on what not to do or what not to be, but with that I'm wondering, what are your favorite parts about yourself? And you would think that someone with these qualities would be undesirable. To who exactly? To your friends? Is it just them or people in general, like every stranger you see? And what do you know about them? Are they incredible people that you must impress? Right, so you most of the time assume that people are better than you, or people have a place to judge you. And I hope you understand that even in this exchange, my role is not to judge you as a good or a bad person, it's to understand you. And even after trying to understanding you, I can only do my best. But your judgment of yourself should prevail, should be more valuable than mine about yourself or anyone else's. Do you think that everyone is there to judge you or qualify you? So more with the strangers, you do tend to think highly of them. And that's a fantastic quality to have, because it means that you tend to see people from a place of good intentions. But do you know enough about them to truly understand if they are valuable enough to you to make a judgment on yourself? Right, it seems like you've been thinking this way for a long time, so I don't think you're doing it purposefully. So the goal is not to make you feel bad for having these instincts. It's just about opening that door that hasn't been opened in a long time. And when we open it, sometimes there's a lot of items that we don't need anymore. Some of them may have collected dust, and we might need to throw some items away. So is it still true that people you don't know are automatically more valuable than you? Good. And do you think that people who are nice in general or desirable friends, because let's keep you looped in here, you do want to feel more connected and you have that desire to connect, right? So will the people that judge you or make you feel bad about yourself, people that you would want to connect with? Okay, so out of curiosity, what is an ideal friend to you? I know. Well, I'm asking this because if you don't know the kind of people you would value, you'll probably, just like anyone else without a plan, try to see that in anyone without being aware of it. But when you know, you can have that information and then try to back it up with actions and situations and see how people measure up to your standards in friendships. So, vulnerable, someone you can trust and share with, okay? Do we agree that this is probably not something you'll find out about someone the first time you meet with them? Okay. What else? Good. See? It comes more naturally now. What else would you like from a friendship or a friend? And how do you feel valued? What makes you feel like people care about you? Don't worry. You can create these answers through time. And sometimes it takes some harsher experiences to figure out what is it that you like in someone. But see, you already had an idea, and we just had to open that door and see what was rotting in there so we can place the new component. And here's what I would want you to do, okay? When you meet people that live up to these standards, or that you feel are a potential in that, that's where you can place your social anxiety or your caring nature, because that's what it is. And this week we're gonna try to avoid putting too much care into people that you don't know yet if they are nice, respectful, but of course remain polite, remain tasteful. Just maybe catch yourself when you start to think, well, will they like me? Do they want to talk to me? Will I be enough? Will they find me annoying? When you have these little trains of thoughts, try to catch yourself. And at that specific time, recenter, especially if you're talking to someone completely random you've never seen before. To remember easier, you can mark your wrist a little symbol, maybe a little star, or anywhere you'll be seeing it often, so that way every time you see it you can pull your attention there into recentering. Of course, this is going to be a lot of practice. It's not going to happen overnight. But if you start today, tomorrow you'll be a little more aware. And then the next day you'll be a little more aware. And every day you'll continue to make progress. And some days you'll continue to feel the way you feel right now. But that's a part of the journey, so I encourage you to think about what we said. I'll send you a recap over email, so make sure to check your messages. And of course, let me know how you felt